Now, we all know that cats purr, but I have a dog that purrs. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the tiny cabin. It feels like it's been forever, but it's only been a couple weeks, believe it or not. Either way, it's good to have you back at the cabin. This weekend, my daughter's up visiting me right now, and she asked for a little bit of coffee. Well, I have some ground coffee on hand, but since I'm not a coffee drinker, other than putting a cup in a microwave, I don't know how to make coffee. But I do have a coffee can. So today, I am going to make my first pot of coffee. I think I know what to do, but I'm not sure about the ratios. So I have one of these coffee pots, and it's my understanding that I have to fill the basket with coffee grounds. If I can get it apart. Take two. I think I just put coffee grounds in here, maybe up to the level of the screen, and then fill this full of water with how much coffee I want, and then let it boil. Does that sound about right? Leave me a comment below and teach me how to make coffee in a can, in a pot. All right, let's do it. Do I put the water in first?
Probably.
Let's put water in first. Cup of water.
Well, how much? That's way too much.
Well, we're gonna put the grounds in here. We don't want it to be too thick.
It's like a whole pot of coffee. Who do you think is gonna drink
No, that's like 1 cup.
No.
You have to
One cup is this
You
much
have to like fill.
coffee.
You have to fill it. Well, you can't use 1 cup of grounds to 1 cup of water.
You don't use 1 cup of grounds.
My gosh,
you use
you'd
like
be
a couple
drinking tar. No, we gotta put more water in here.
No.
All right, let's make this coffee. Enough talking. Enough yapping. I feel like we need more water.
No. Stop.
It's only half full.
Dad, that's 4 cups of coffee.
We could literally pave the driveway.
Do you even
with
have
this.
a mug? You just don't put that much grounds in there then.
Look at that. It's 2 cups.
That's 2 cups of coffee right there.
It'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this goes in here.
You're gonna use up way more grounds than you need. You stop adding more. That's a whole pot of coffee.
Well, that's when you make.
That's enough. That's more than enough. It's gonna be super strong.
Well, it's gonna be super strong because you wouldn't let me put more water.
Because you put way more grounds than you needed.
Okay, so I think what you're supposed to do is I think when water starts bubbling or percolating through this little glass window, I think that means it's done. Our coffee just boiled over. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Does that mean we have too much water in it? What do you think there, dog? Are you getting nice and warm sitting by the fire?
Open it up.
Okay, I think the coffee's done. That's what they do in the fancy restaurants, is they pour high. I got this mug for Christmas. It's kind of cute.
We're gonna need to add some milk or something.
Is it strong?
I can tell just by looking at it.
Well, see, I told you we should have added more water. Welcome to a beautiful day in northern Minnesota. It is so good to see the sun. Oh, Birds are calling, they're looking for some seeds. Oh, she's a little frosty in here. She's a little frosty in here. Did you know that dogs will naturally protect their owners when they sense their owners are in a vulnerable position? That's why dogs watch you go to the bathroom. So I always make it a point, when River's emptying, I always make it a point to watch him too. And he always checks to see if I'm looking. That way he knows I'm looking out for him too, just like he looks out for me. Watching each other go to the bathroom or wondering what the other has in its mouth, that's pretty much 90% of owning a dog. What do you think, goofball? What do you think, goofer? Fine. All right, let's go in the house. Got a little dusting of snow last night. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know I've had ongoing problems with my solar. And one thing you'll notice on this Renogy charge controller is the digital screen is only displaying the top half. Now I haven't been able to get my batteries over about 13.5%. So I thought it was the battery, I replaced the battery, everything was fine for a while, and then it was back to the same problems. So my suspicion is when I tried to charge the battery, I maybe sent, because the charge controller is connected to the battery as well, I may have sent too much amperage or voltage into the charge controller. And there's a chance that that damaged it somehow. I don't know. Either way, I did pick up another charge controller, and if it's not the charge controller, well, I'm just going to use this charge controller in the bunkhouse. So either way, I'm not out anything if that's not the problem. But at this point, I feel like that's the next logical step for troubleshooting this solar failure. So I've got another Renogy Rover charge controller, and this is a 30 amp. Should be plenty for my purposes. I think I can run up to 400 watts solar on this, and I'm only currently running 300 watts. So let's unpack it and get it installed. Okay, so I'm not convinced that the solar panels are working as well as they should. I'm starting to wonder if maybe one of them is starting to fail, and that's because they're in series, it's messing up the entire system. First thing we're going to do is we're going to check the output of the solar panels to see if we're where we should be. We're pushing 67 volts of current. So the panels are delivering current. We had to disconnect the panels anyway to change out the charge controller, so I'm going to leave them unhooked. And let's go put in the charge controller. All right, so I got the charge controller replaced. I just need to put in a couple more screws to secure it. And the solar is not hooked up outside yet. Okay, let's go hook up the solar panel and see if we can get the charge on this thing. All right, let's get the solar hooked back up. And hopefully we're back in business. As you can see, we are making solar. So let's see how this battery charges today. So far we're looking good though. I've been wanting to put that hook in the wall for a long time. I've just been putting it off. But one of the reasons I wanted that hook there was when I come inside and my coat is wet or my gloves are wet, I can hang them on the wall there and get a little bit of that heat from the wood stove to dry them out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hang a couple of furs up just for decoration since I have nothing that needs to be dried. Which brings me to the otters that I'm going to hang here. So on one of my last videos, I did an egg tanning video on how to tan fur. And a couple people asked how the otter turned out because I didn't have the finished product in the video. So for those of you who are wondering, these are the otter that I did. And as you can see, they are really, really soft and supple. And that is just from using the egg yolks to tan the hide. So yeah, pretty nice projects, I'd say. Well, since I showed you the otter, I might as well show you some of the beavers I've been doing as well. So I've got 3 nice beaver here that I've tanned using the egg yolk method. And this is a smaller one. The smaller ones always tan really nice. just because the hide is much thinner on them. But what I plan to do with some of these beavers is I'd like to make a pair of beaver gauntlets. But I haven't yet because I didn't want to use up the fur that I had, but now I've got a few extra fur that are tan, so I think I'll do it. But as you can see, the egg yolk method, I mean, this is really nice. It comes out really nice and soft. I mean, the leather maybe isn't quite as good as like a commercial tan, but as far as like a natural way to tan your hides, which is easy, I mean, this is great. I mean, I'm really happy with the way the egg yolks. And if you have any interest in learning how to tan your own hides, I'll put a link up here in the corner to that video if you want to learn how to tan your own fur. River, do you want to go outside and go for a walk? Or do you want to stay in the truck? Stay in the truck? Okay. Yeah. Oh, what's the matter? Is your paw cold? Oh.
He's digging.
Oh, he's digging.
Yeah. He's sniffing deers.
Anika and I are just going for the walk in the woods and see where the deer are going. And obviously they're bedding down right behind the shack. There's a few deer beds in here. Lots of tracks in the last week. So I've been seeing deer on the game camera every day, so still got a decent population making it through the winter. That's good.
Look at Mr. Explorer over there.
You sniffing those deer beds? What's the matter? Is walk all done? You want to go back to the cabin? Do you want to walk more? Well, what? Show. What? All right, ready to go back to the cabin. Go back to the cabin. Well, if this looks familiar to you, this is where we deer hunt in the fall. This is the lake. Give you a lay of the land here. This is all the land that we hunt up here. This is my lease land that I leased from the neighbor. And this is a little bit of lease land right here, and then my land borders right up on that hill there. So Anika and I just thought it'd be nice to go outside and spend a day in the sunshine. So I thought we'd walk down to the lake and see if there's any cool tracks or anything. So, can we do a picture for the thumbnail, Dad, Daughter Day?
Yes.
Just smile, 1, 2, 3. Are you taking a nap, Anika? How fresh are those? Whoa, look at that. It's pretty light. That's why. Can you guess whose solar isn't working? So we replaced the charge controller, and the battery, it seemed like everything was working fine, but the battery would not charge over like 13.5%. So I disconnected the solar, disconnected the charge controller, and I'm currently charging the battery with the generator. And I'm hoping I can get the battery up to its normal holding wattage. If not, I might have to switch the batteries out again, even though that's a brand new battery, and charge it from a 110 outlet. So anyway, until the battery charges, right now it's going through like an absorption phase, so I don't want to shut off the charger. So I guess we're just cooking and eating in the dark tonight. Anyway, on the menu tonight, we're having some steaks on the grill, some roasted green beans, and some mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, shit! Oh, no, 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 no! Oh! Dang it! Golly! That was almost a disaster. Dinner by candlelight. Looks delicious. Let's eat. This is how we've been spending the evening. With battery-powered light in here. I've had the generator running, charging the battery since, oh my gosh, before dinner. So the battery charger finally switched over to full after hours. So I re-hooked up the battery. Okay, so here it shows the battery is full. Before it just showed half of the battery. But we're still only, that must be 13.2 volts, not capacity. My other charge controller would say like 56%, 82%. So I'm gonna have to go back and look. Maybe there's a setting that this is on that's wrong. But either way, it shows that the battery is full. So I'm happy with that. Now I gotta go outside and plug in the solar. All right, solar's hooked up. We are good to go. All right. Do we have lights? We have lights! All right, so we can shut this down. Thank you. You were very useful. I cannot believe that it is nighttime. The moon is so bright tonight that it's casting shadows from all the trees. I love nights like this. There's the cabin. I don't know if you can see the stars in the video. I don't think so. You might not be able to see the stars in the video, but you can sure see the moon. River, good boy. Good boy. What a beautiful night. It's pretty cold though. It's a beautiful morning, but it's a little brisk. Ten below this morning. You can hear it in the snow. You can tell on videos when it's cold out. You can hear the snow crunching.